Most realtors stop the relationship at closing. It's done, the closing gift has been delivered, and that just isn't the case, especially if you want to work with investors. These repeatable clients that come over and over and over again, they want actual value. And if you're not providing it to them, they will find someone who is. So we're going to talk about my annual review as it relates to investors, but this can really be utilized across the board in your business to create a full pipeline year after year, day after day, moment after moment, so you can absolutely scale your business in a very organic way. What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy Kane with the Real Estate Agent Playbook. I'm going to dive into one of my most powerful things that I do to generate leads. If you are interested in my coaching, you like what I say, you think you can implement this, but you need support, please book a call and partner with me at the Wolfpack, reagentwolfpack.com. The link is below. I can't wait to talk to you about all the free coaching and everything that we offer within our organization. But for now, let's get into it. So here's the deal. Agents hand over the keys, maybe check in once or twice after moving day, and then honestly, it's kind of just a group approach. There's not a lot of one-on-one, there's not a lot of individual touches. It's just kind of the bulk stuff that comes out. The truth is, when I implemented an annual review, I turned first-time home buyers into investors. I turned first-time home buyers into move-up buyers. I helped downsizers make a plan and help organize their entire financial future based around this asset, which is the home and real estate. So how did I do it? Well, first and foremost, we have to come with a value-driven approach. And here's why investors love this. If you are somebody that, has a financial advisor, you're meeting with your financial advisor once a year, no matter what your stock portfolio is. Well, investors have sometimes, 1, 2, 10, 100, 1,000 units. And if you are building this, rapport and value-driven approach where you're saying, hey, let's go over your entire portfolio, whether that's one house or 1,000 units, every single year, to make sure that you are doing the right things, to make sure that I can connect you with the right people, and to create a vision moving forward. So it feels a little more like a financial plan, like we're so used to with our financial planners, with our financial advisors. They absolutely love this because it's not just here's a CMA, here's a generic CMA that I made for everybody in my farm. It's an actual individualized report and a conversation where you can create a pipeline full of referrals for your industry partners, which only leads to their success. And if they're having success with your referrals and you're sending them 10 times more than the average top producing agent, because you're having these meetings year in and year out, and whether it's, something with financing, or they say, hey, my kid's looking to purchase a house in another state, and you make those connections with a realtor, you can get a referral fee. With your lending partner, they will, put a check mark on the board for you as someone who sent them a referral. And the more and more you do this, the better it gets. And it doesn't stop with just the lending and just the real estate side. This is a Pandora's box of an opportunity for you to create referrals, generate referrals, and be in the know with your clients as you kind of prepare and dream with them in the future, because this is where conversations start. This is where the dream properties become reality, because you can actually plan, make a goal, plan how to get there, and absolutely help them execute and be a part of their story. There's not a lot of that out there in our business. And I was one of those people that was like, okay, we'll keep in touch. We'll do our social media. We'll do some mailers. But the truth is, if my goal was to help people build wealth through real estate, I needed to provide this opportunity to actually help them build wealth through real estate, and not just, earn a commission and then, kind of be omnipresent in their lives, not providing a ton of, individualized specific value for this asset that is absolutely the key to their success to get to their next step. So how's this look? First and foremost, we definitely talk about the current market value. This is not a push to, get them to list. I don't go into their home and actually assess what's going on. I will take notes after we meet if they've done some improvements that maybe, weren't there when they bought the house or, since the last time we talked, just so I can kind of keep my finger on the pulse on what's going on. Because ultimately, if we're going into a listing appointment blind anyways, we're going to have a range. So I keep it about a $25,000 to $50,000 range, depending on, the price point and all of that. And I don't get too detailed. I take a quick look at the MLS. I look at what's going on in their neighborhood. And, ultimately, I check some of the other platforms, HomeBot, my CRM, Lofty actually, gives me a little bit of a property value average, and we can go from there. So that's just a general point, and it's very quick, right? Because here's the deal. When we're shotgunning out these, CMAs that people do every year or whatever, and we're leaving them on the doorstep or we're just sending them to the email, the only thing that they really care about, most people outside of a certain class, will just scroll through it, look at what their value is, and move on. The truth is they can find that on the internet, a ballpark number all over the place, and we all know where they can do that. So I want to give them a little bit more. So we start with that value, and then I do some research. I look at the public record, and I say, okay, this is probably your approximate, payoff for your loan. So then I can determine an equity value. I also, when we're scheduling this, provide a Calendly link that has a few questions, one of which is, do you have any other mortgages on the home, and how much approximately do you owe in total? So I know that. So sometimes they give me that number, sometimes I have to find it, but either way, it's fairly easy to obtain and figure out the difference between their market value and what they owe. Then it's on to the value. It's just asking them questions about what's going on. We talk about their loan. We talk about their interest rate. We talk about, the need to refinance if they have refinanced, and kind of how that looks, right? Because sometimes if they bought in a higher interest rate and the interest rates, you have a ballpark and they're a little bit lower, you might want to reach out to this lender. I can connect you if you're interested in saving a little bit of money and refinancing. I explain that to them and actually tell them what refinancing is and resetting the amortization schedule and all of that. A lot of people don't know that, if you couldn't imagine. And then, I go into, do we have mortgage insurance? Is there another option? Is there a need to access some of that equity? All of those things are important. Once we're through that piece, and of course with investors, this might look a little bit different because you actually, investors sometimes aren't in the traditional mortgage and all of that. I use this for my residential clients. I also use it for the investors. So it does have to tweak a little bit based on who you're talking to. And that's fairly simple. Then I talk about insurance and I say, okay, have you had your insurance agent review your properties, review your portfolios to make sure that you're insured correctly and for the proper amounts and all of that? I get more, referrals to my insurance agents than a lot of people, because most real estate agents don't even talk about this, don't even have an insurance agent that's willing to look at people's policies and see if they're, overpaying, underpaying, underinsured, overinsured. This is a very important piece because as we saw in the fires here in northern Colorado, a few years back, there was a lot of underinsured individuals because the appreciation was outpacing the insurance policy. So we want to make sure that that's the key, because we have to protect that asset no matter what, because ultimately it is probably the most expensive asset that most of our clients have. Investors the same way, right? If you're looking for a big group, policy, maybe there's some savings, maybe you can, give your insurance person who will take care of your clients and will help stay on top of this with you on your team, an amazing referral. You never know, right? And then we're moving on to, okay, is there anything you need done? Is there any, contractors that I can connect you with? What are you looking to do? How long do you, and in this time is when I ask, how long do you expect to be in this home? Because that truly makes a huge difference on what improvements they might do to the property, to the complex, to their house, whatever that is. Does it make sense, right? Let's start looking forward. What are we going to do? Because ultimately it doesn't make sense to put top of the line, unique finishes, solar panels, all the things on a home if they don't plan on living there for a long time, because the more and more unique and quirky and whatever you make this property, the harder it is going to be to sell for top dollar. And oftentimes those unique, quirky pieces are, a huge, attractant or detractant for some clients. Usually you don't want to shrink the buyer pool if you're looking to move in the next 2 to 5 years. And so we have that conversation, right? And this may change. I'm not holding them to it, but you'd be surprised, because I'm asking that question and I'm applying it to what we're going to do to the real estate property, how many people will raise their hand and say, this is absolutely, this makes a lot of sense, right? As well, if they're going to hold on to it, if you're helping them build a rental portfolio by house hacking or whatever it is, you want to mention, hey, let's not put the top of the top, but you might still want to put that granite, the basic granite in there, because that'll be really attractive to people that are renting. And, the more and more solid and bulletproof you can make a property if you're going to rent it, the better you will be. So planning this ahead, talking about how we're doing this, talking about how we're going to, leverage this asset. And that's the final thing I talk about. Is there anything that you would like to do one day with this equity? Are you just the one, primary residence move up buyer that's just going to roll it over? Okay, well, we can work on maximizing that. Are you looking to, do some improvements, but turn it into a rental and maybe pull some equity out to use it for, your next property and continue to build rentals through your primary residence? I talk about that a lot. And so as you can see here, we're just here starting conversation, providing value. And then at the end, I just easily say, if there's anybody else that you think could benefit from this, please connect us on a text message. I will absolutely do this for free. As long as they're important to you, they're important to me. And I want to offer this across the board, a database builder, as simple as that. So here we are providing a ton of value to our clients, creating the, reason for them to call you the next time they make a move. Then we're driving a ton of value to our industry partners, community partners. And I don't just, when we're talking about the contract, it's not just about the home and the improvements. If they need a hairstylist or my favorite restaurant or whatever, we keep it light, but I'm still driving business to all of these people, to all of these small business owners, that I will absolutely make sure that they know that I'm driving them business. Hey, did Ashley and David come in, for dinner? This is the situation, right? Or when you're there, ask for Mark, tell him I sent you, whatever it is, and you're making that point. So if you are making a referral, I try and do the 3-way text, because every single time that I do a 3-way text, it's off of my plate. I made the connection. The partner knows it and the client knows it, and they take it from there. But as opposed to me saying, yeah, call Johnny over, at Current Installations, he'll take care of you, where they may lose that number, they may lose sight of that, they may never do that. Johnny has no idea I ever sent that. Or maybe it's 3 months down the road and they're like, oh, I got your number from someone, I don't quite remember who, and you don't get credit. If I make that text message introduction, I get credit no matter what. That is how I'm sending more referrals to my industry partners and community partners than any other agent on the planet, because I'm actively looking, providing a resource, making a connection, being a connector, and this will absolutely exponentially grow your business, because the client now knows that you're the person with all the connections. The industry partner now knows that you're giving them more referrals than anyone else, which obviously bodes well for them when they come across people who want to buy or sell. And that's the entire point of this. So you're covering your bases, and you're also having very organic conversations with your clients, with your investors, about what the next step is. You're constantly trying to move it forward in a non-pushy, non-salesy way. You're just talking to them about their dreams, about their goals, and it goes a long way. Once we're done, I give clear action steps. I make the connections pretty much right away, and then I provide them with a PDF report of what we talked about so they have it. and we are off to the races. An absolutely incredible weapon that I have in my tool belt to help provide value, to stay relevant, and to actually help my clients build wealth. Whether it's one house, whether it's a 1,000-unit portfolio, you can take this to the max. And that's why this is such a powerful tool when you're out talking to maybe tenured investors. More agents than not say, well, I've been in the business for 2 years. The investors bought over 100 homes. I doubt they want to use me. Well, I will tell you right now that there's not another agent doing this for them on this level. And the honest truth is, you have an opportunity. So if you want those clients, like Ben Deal, who I'm interviewing on Friday on the channel, he called one investor, and that led to 80 seller leads because he was providing value to this investor. And the investor said, hey, look, we're looking for this needle in the haystack, person willing to sell for, quick and for this amount for cash as is. But oftentimes we come across people that need a couple improvements to their home and can get much higher. Can I send you those people? Right? There is a massive opportunity here for you to do this. And I interviewed Ben Deal, and he talks about how he got his first hot 80 seller leads by doing just that. So this annual review can take your career to the next level, but it is also something, if you love people, you love helping people build wealth, and you love repeat clients, this is something that you absolutely have to include into your plan, into your strategy, and I promise it will work. If you want that, one pager about exactly what I just said, please comment annual review. Check out the YouTube video that's coming out on Friday with Ben Deal, an absolutely incredible application of this. And if nothing else, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. But I'm absolutely excited to talk to you about exactly what we can do to help you take your business to the next level. And if you're interested in my free coaching, all of, my entire upline, social media, AI training, systems, processes, time management, please book a call at the RE Agent Wolfpack below, and we will chat. And I can't wait to see you implement this and absolutely take this to the next level.